Hey everyone, this here's Aaron with the Canny Couple, and Joey's behind the camera. Today I want to talk about probably one of the easiest, best things you can grow on your homestead. That's blueberry bushes. But before we get started, I'd really appreciate, well, we would really appreciate, not just I, if you'd hit that like button and subscribe. So we have quite a few blueberry bushes. This whole section here is blueberry land, as I call it. We've passed our peak for blueberry picking right now. Most of these varieties right here are earlier ones. So we have a lot of these come in earlier. Definitely not a good as crop as we usually have. Cold spell did take out a lot of our production for this year. We do have some down here in these that will be that come in later, and planted a couple down here, and out here in the field we have some late ones, and hopefully in a few years those will start producing. The goal is from early about end of May, 1st of June, at least into August sometime, have a non-stop production of blueberries. Why are we growing so many of these blueberries?
Beyond the fact that
Beyond the fact that I love them, um, it is they're great for you. They're full of antioxidants, plenty of vitamins and minerals associated with blueberries that everybody always like. Oh, the antioxidants of blueberries. Well, you know, besides that point, they are one of the easiest berries to grow. You can almost take you a blueberry bush, stick it in the ground, and grow. Some areas that you're in, if your soil's not acidic enough, you might have to throw it some blueberry food, which a lot of places sell these days that can really help get those going. But I will say for us, for example, we've got on up on the hill here like an older blueberry bush or two up there. This one, I guess both of them, honestly, um, it's almost 35, 40 years old.
and they're still producing.
Still producing, not heavily now, but producing some.
And we kept them there because they do help with the birds.
They were closer to the trees there. We was hoping the birds would get them before they would get any of these here. I do see a lot of people say they have to protect them from the birds. I will say this is the first year we've had birds get into them more than not. I don't know if that's because
There's
maybe,
not as many up there.
right, or something that they usually eat's not as productive right now. But for us, very easy to grow, easiest thing to store. So,
Absolutely.
so when it comes to any kind of berry bush, blueberries are the easiest to store. We pick these. You'll see, like these right here. We'll pick them at this color.
And when they're kind of
Maybe
pink
even
all the way
maybe
around.
even like that, and let them ripen up inside. So we try to get them before anything else can. And we can keep these after they ripen up in a bowl, probably a week to 2 weeks in the fridge from that point.
Yep.
So plenty of time to get them up, unlike your red raspberries, which you're going to have to get up that same day, or otherwise you're going to have mold. You know,
At least the same day. I feel
right?
like as soon as you pick them off, they're starting to mold.
I know. Blueberry bushes, these are something you've got time to get them up. They're, most baking dishes call for them anymore, and they're extremely expensive at the grocery store. I mean, why don't like for us this year, even a bad year of production, probably 2 to 3 gallons what we're going to end up with.
No, we're gonna have at least three.
Okay,
We're already at two.
okay. So probably 3 gallons what we end up with this year, which is a very low production year for us.
We're normally 10 to 12.
Yes. So, we can them, we freeze them. Dehydrating is harder with blueberries.
It's very
Something
hard. It's not worth it.
not worth the time on that.
And wasting the berry.
Right. But
Canning has become my preferred method.
yeah, I mean, we're gonna have a few as I step on the cat. I guess you heard that. But you know, you get to the point where some of them can get really tall. As you can see, I'm 6 foot tall, and I'm reaching up here, and you can see this one here is way tall.
This one is our heaviest producer.
It is right now.
It is.
It's this one, and they are actually the same age. I don't know, what made one grow a little bit taller than the other. I think these two and these three earlier ones over here are the same age. But this one
These are
here,
really good producers too. These right here,
yes,
and they don't look like it, but like this thing right here, it's still, we've been picking berries. You see all these green berries? And I will say, with blueberries, if you think you're going, like you can't pick them at this stage and hope they ripen. You can't do it. They're not going to ripen. But I will say with blueberries that if you think you're going to get a bad storm, you can always pick them early
and let them ripen up.
let them ripen. You can get them halfway.
Yeah, because if storm comes through, heavy rain, they will come off easier if they're a little ripe, just because
They're ready to be
ready to
picked.
come off. That's why we do pick them a little on the redder side, because we want to get as many as we can.
Yeah, and they ripen just fine. It doesn't change the flavor, doesn't change the taste, doesn't change anything about it, does not affect the berry,
Yeah,
doesn't hurt the tree, and it ensures the birds don't get them.
right. Um, and there's so many varieties of blueberries anymore. Um, I'm not for sure what these two are. These were like clearance. These five here that we talked about actually were clearance at Lowe's that were like at $2 a piece or something that were
Now
planted.
tell them the one blueberry you will never grow again.
Pink lemonade.
You just don't like them.
They don't ripen right. Like, even if you do pull them, they don't ripen up like that. And if you're waiting for them to turn, they will go bad or fall off almost before then. I've got two of those. Got those on clearance at Lowe's too, but or Home
They've
Depot.
grown really well.
Yes,
They are bigger than.
they have a lot on them this year. I'm actually wanting to see what they do for once, because most before it's just been a handful. But there's so many varieties. I mean, you can choose what's best for your climate. When do you want to pick them? Like I said, we're trying to set up a constant picking production from end of May to, at least August.
And this is the only berry we do this with. We do this with all of our berries. We're really looking for continuous production,
Yeah.
so we don't kill ourselves and have everything come in at once.
Yeah, and that's really it, because two of us just picking on the homestead here. I mean, we've talked about it, like every time we put out more berries, like we're gonna have to hire somebody to come in and help pick berries if we keep going this route.
And it's not really an exaggeration.
No, it is not, because like this year, I put out, I don't know, it's about 60 blackberry vine ones, and I think 50 of them is alive. Like I expected maybe 10, 15 to be alive. Yeah. So
And we planted them tight.
we did. So when those start going, we're gonna have blackberries out the wazoo. But blackberries don't keep as good as blueberries. Blueberries keep so much better than any other type of berry.
I will say, as the person who's responsible for keeping up with the berries after the fact, I prefer blueberries all day long over everything else. Actually, we typically do multiple buckets when we're in heavy picking season,
Yeah.
because it does help if you have one bucket for one thing and one bucket for another. So you can see, like Aaron's got, I like the collapsible buckets. They work out really well.
They do.
Even get
out.
collapsible sand buckets. Those are nice. We got a couple of those in Dollar General for clearance
I think so.
at the end of summer.
But hopefully you can grow. Hopefully you want to grow some blueberries now. Definitely something easy to grow. Don't take up much space either.
They have container varieties out there too.
There's a lot of container varieties out there now that you could grow them on
Like a balcony.
balcony or porch or something. But hopefully this give you some inspiration today. Make sure to go over and check out our link tree. And if you want to send us anything you want to see in the future, send that over to thecannycouple@yahoo.com. And as always,
Thank you for joining us on the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.